our society could not function based solely on force.
Then how come societies...
We would all just be beating each other up all the time.
Then how come societies right now do?
Societies don't exist solely on force. We have tons of other forms of power that exist in society.
Do you agree with me that there are societies which function purely on force?
Yeah, and they suck. I just told you what
Well, you
rights
just told me
are.
that they're objective, but then you don't give me any grounding for them.
Certain rights are objective.
Okay,
yes.
where did... Then,
they are objective and grounded in human morality, which can be based on a God, as you do, or which can be based on our conception of natural law.
does human morality require a mind?
Sure, Andrew.
Well, then it can't be objective.
Yes, it can, because objective things can be immaterial. You don't know what objective means. Well, everything requires human minds,
Then
Andrew.
it can't be objective.
Then everything is subjective.
Wait a second. You're so right. So from your view, everything that's a right would be subjective?
I think that everything that exists would be subjective at that point.
So you don't believe that there are any objective rights, right?
I believe that the right to life is an objective right. Agreed with you that rights are subjective.
Is the right to life subjective?
Sure. Do you believe we deserve it?
Oh my God, thank God. So all rights are subjective. Got it.
Okay, so now that we've agreed that all rights are subjective.
Because you're just saying they're preferences.
We do have a moral high ground, though. Rights are not preferences. We've already defined rights.
How are they not preferences then?
Rights are not preferences.
Okay, then what
Andrew.
are they?
You think the right to life is like the preference to be alive?
What else could it be if it's subjective?
What do you mean, what else could it be?
If subjectivity requires a mind, then what else could a right be other than your preference for a thing? What else could it be?
It's a principle, no?
And it's your preference to follow that principle?
Well, it's guided by our human morality.
And that's your preference to follow those morals?
Sure. So do you believe that there's any definition of morality? Like, do you want to just look up the definition of morality? Sure. Since we can't agree on a single definition. I mean, Andrew, are you defending slavery? What the fuck are you talking about right now, dude? Yeah. You would morally justify that action.
I think that if it was preference-based morality, it would be justified, right?
So you believe in preference-based morality.
Yeah.
So you're going to justify slavery, genocide, all of those things. You just morally justified all of these horrific actions.
I'm going to tell you the greatest thing in the world, and you just completely defeated your own argument. That is what your morality is.
No, that's what your morality is. We're basing it off of your definition.
Then grounded on anything other than preference if you disagree with me.
I don't believe the moral. I think that I think morality is about what is good and bad, and I think that there.
What is good and bad other than preferences?
We have a few more coming through.
The community donated $199. Would it be moral if China declared war on America to decolonize and liberate the indigenous people of the land? And would you support them? If not, why?
No, because I believe violence is immoral, and I'm not a consequentialist.
You're not a consequentialist?
Andrew, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Pasty George.
I just wanted to clarify, you're not a consequentialist?
We talked about this in the last debate. If you don't remember, you can look at it again.
Okay. What I'm asking you is this.
Sure.
If an action is truly good or truly bad, how does that work that an action is good or bad on its own, absent a human's preference?
It's consequence. An action can be good or, there's multiple definitions, but an action can be good or bad based on intent and consequence.
Okay, I'll try this again. If thing good, how thing good outside preference?
Consequence. Consequence
so let me
of
show
the
you.
Action makes it
Let me show you
immoral,
what keeps happening. I say, why is killing that person wrong? And you say, it's wrong because he's killing that person. And I say, what outside of that?
This is not a circular
I say, what
argument,
outside of your
Andrew.
preference makes
You just
that wrong?
refuse
You
to
say,
listen to
because he's
me.
killing. Okay, we'll try it again. What makes it wrong to perpetuate human suffering absent your preference?
The consequence of human suffering.
And what makes that consequence wrong absent your preference?
Absent of my preference, it's the perpetuation of human suffering.
See how it's circular?
Yeah.
Do you understand now? What makes an action immoral absent your preference?
I think an action is immoral if it infringes on the natural rights of an individual and perpetuates human suffering.
I understand that you believe that, and that's your
Yes.
preference. What makes it wrong absent your preference?
Well, definitely not God. Okay, Andrew, then why do you believe it's wrong?
What does it have to do with the... What does me believing that TV right there is off when it's on have to do with your definition of this?
Wait, that's a red herring. Hold on, for my bingo.
Oh my God, that's not a red herring.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
literally trying to stay on topic.
Wait, here, hold on. Where's
Can you ground morality outside of your preference or not?
Boom.
Can you ground morality outside of your preference or not? You keep on saying it's wrong because it's wrong because it's wrong because it's wrong.
I've grounded morality in natural rights. I've already done this.
Now, what are natural
multiple
rights
times.
other than your preference?
What are natural rights other than my preference? Well, my preferences happen to align with our definition of natural rights.
And what gives you
I think
those
that those are
rights
natural
other than
rights.
people's preferences?
It's not people's preferences that, it's not people's preferences that give you those rights. It's just that we are all naturally deserve them. Just being alive is what gives you those rights. I believe that all humans who are birthed into this world have a natural right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That's
and
a preference.
Our constitutional founders would agree with me.
Do you realize that's a preference?
Sure, but what the fuck does that matter?
It matters because if you keep on claiming over and over again rights aren't preferences, and everything you give me is just a preference for a right.
I didn't
Anytime
claim
I
that
ask you
rights aren't preferences.
if you have good, whatever you think good is, what is it outside of what you prefer?
Andrew, all you want to do is have a descriptive argument. I want to actually hear your opinion.
Listen, the semantics are important to the debate.
No, dude.
Yes, dude.
Brian, what time is it?
Okay,
Which is
and
objective. We are alive objectively, unless the whole thing is a simulation.
okay, so you're alive.
Sure.
You believe people have a right to be alive.
Yes.
That's a preference, right?
It happens to be my preference, yes. There are people who disagree with me.
Okay,
But-
and is that because of their preference?
Yes.
So then what are rights
So are
other
they,
than
wait, hold on. So question, are they morally justified to kill others? If their preference is to kill
under
others.
your
would
worldview,
that
yes. Because
be-
rights are just
No,
preferences.
You're the one who believes in a preferential worldview, Andrew.
So do you.
I don't believe
No.
that.
Do you
I
don't-
believe in
I
it. There
think-
is an inherent definition of right and wrong, good and bad.
Okay, then give it to me. What makes a thing good other than a set of preferences?
I believe that something is good. I've already said this,
Do it
Andrew.
again.
We're going. No, actually, no. Don't tell me what to do, man.
Okay.
Shall we?
These inherent rights, where do they come from again?
Inherent rights. I don't believe they come from God. I believe they come from natural law. But God is also an example.
Well,
of
so
rights
is
that
natural
inherently
law
come.
unchanging?
Yeah, to an extent.
Natural law is unchanging?
Yeah.
Okay, and can you demonstrate an unchanging natural law?
In order for all humans have to be born and all humans die. That's a natural law.
No, a moral natural law.
But morality is based on natural law. The natural law is not what is moral or immoral.
So what? Wait, now I'm really confused. I thought you just said that natural law is what you're appealing to for what is or isn't moral.
Yes, natural law.
The ideas for what suffering is right now can change.
Well, I guess some suffering isn't subjective.
What? What suffering? What form of suffering or preference for suffering can't change over time?
Well, I guess your personal. I guess suffering is subjective to each person. Yeah.
Yeah.
to an
So
extent.
then preferences for suffering can change over time. Because
the definition of suffering doesn't change, but like an individual can feel like something is causing them suffering when
natural
it
law is now rendered incoherent
It's not
because
incoherent.
because you said that it's unchanging, but you clearly think that it does change.
Well, suffering doesn't change.
Okay, so suffering
It
in
can
200
change between people, like it's
then it
nuanced.
changes.
But suffering itself, the concept of suffering is not changing, but what we each interpret as suffering on our bodies can change, yes.
Then it's not unchanging.
It is unchanging. It still exists.
Well, but I don't understand. How can it be an unchanging
Do you not
law?
understand what suffering is?
I don't understand how it can be an unchanging law if it
Well,
can
what
change.
do you think? It's men are benevolent because they could kill women, but they choose not to,
Yeah,
pretty much?
yeah.
But that's kind of the bare minimum. Like anyone is benevolent.
Yeah, that's
in
just
that
an
sense.
assertion. Can you substantiate that?
I mean,
What makes it the bare
anyone
minimum?
can commit an act of violence against someone that is smaller than them, and we all every day choose not to. I don't think
Yeah,
that
that's not an
benevolent.
argument. Can you give me
I
an
mean,
argument?
Yeah, my argument is that I don't necessarily agree with your definition
That's
of
not an
benevolence,
argument.
But we just had an hour-long debate over definitions, so now
So
you're
then do you-
opposed to
do you
that
wanna
when it's
define-
your definition.
Do you want to
that's
define
being-
benevolent?
I mean, honestly, in terms of the premise, I do agree with you that men are benevolent, but I don't agree that benevolence is simply choosing not to commit acts of harm against others.
Really? Because I thought your entire moral stance was about not committing acts of harm against others, and that's what the good is.
Yeah,
So then
but that's kind
that
of
would
the
mean that
bare
then that would mean men are
minimum,
good.
Andrew. But the
They're in some
patriarchy
way
isn't what equalized voting between men and women. It was women's struggle that is what granted women the right to vote.
No, it was men who did not get in the way and went ahead and granted it because they could have taken it whenever they wanted.
Well,
right?
I don't think that every man is an inherent, like, master of the patrarchy. I think that
Okay,
there are
but
many men who
if
oppose the
is
patriarchy alongside of women.
Is the system that men or women feminists were fighting against patriarchal?
Yes.
And
I believe that the system is malevolent, but men are not all inherently
Yeah, I know,
evil.
but can I? So then, if we're talking about just the enforcement of laws that you want, aren't you again appealing to men?
Okay. And?
I just want to make sure that that's correct.
Okay.
Well, then you're ratifying force doctrine.
I'm not ratifying force doctrine, though, because it's not a judgment on... I mean, actually, I believe in your descriptor of force doctrine. My issue is that I don't believe in your prescriptor of force doctrine. I don't believe you're in your opinion on it.
Force
Yes,
doctrine is
force
not a
doctrine-
prescription.
Well, do you have an opinion on force doctrine? Do you believe that...
It's a descriptor.
Do you believe that it's moral?
What?
Force doctrine. Do you
Wow.
believe that using coercive force
Wait a second.
to consolidate power is moral?
Sometimes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, sometimes
take
it
that.
is. But
But not all the time?
no.
Okay, deal.
No.
Deal.
But
I like that.
the thing is...
Andrew, you know we mostly like agree on this one, right? Like, what the f- are we even talking about right now?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that, I mean, it actually does sound like you think that if all you're appealing to when you say patriarchy is laws that are passed, right? That's it. And that's what patriarchy is. I think that is in complete disagreement with the feminist movement and what early feminist pioneers were saying, which is that it's a male-oriented system, not laws.
It is a
and,
male-oriented.
And that it's the men who are in charge, which are problematic. Can you give me a single historic example of women ever successfully using physical force to overthrow when they're considered second-class citizens by the men?
No.
If it's the case that all human beings on planet Earth are dead, there's no more minds. There is still there is still morality.
But there are still minds.
Yeah,
Like,
I
there's
know.
monkeys
I know.
And tigers
Yeah,
and
that's
lions.
no.
Like, There are still minds.
Oh, okay.
It's a concept.
Where does it exist?
A concept is immoral. Is immortal.
No, concepts are not immortal.
There is a recorded version of this concept. So it continues to exist, but there is no one there to observe it.
So
Do
then
you
how
not get that?
Nope, not at all. How does a concept exist if somebody's not around to observe
If
it?
a tree falls, it exists because it was created and documented, right? And now humans no longer exist, but the concept is still there. Just like the Diary of Anne Frank still exists, even though she doesn't, right? The concepts that she wrote in that book are still there, even though she isn't. That's why we write things down.
Do books require interpreters?
Yes, so it wouldn't matter at that point, but it still exists.
So, hang on. A book exists.
Yes.
A concept does not exist because it requires a mind and an interpreter. Let us pretend for a moment that you came across a book full of alien writings
Yes.
that had all of their morals in it,
Sure.
and you couldn't read the book.
Okay.
And all these aliens were dead.
Okay.
How could the concept now exist?
Well, the concept is still there and it still exists, but the humans don't. Go
If
back.
most people agree with my only commandment of do not kill Chuck, and almost everybody agrees with me, and we all die, but I have left behind this little pamphlet that says do not kill Chuck, and it's now written down. Is that objectively moral now?
Well, it doesn't matter because we're all dead. So sure, maybe it is, but it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. It can still exist, but it doesn't matter. So long as humans have a brain, then we can feel pain.
So minds.
Brain.
Well, what's a mind other than a brain to you?
Well, the mind is the conscious inside of your brain.
So it's the brain.
No, it's not.
Then if you don't-
Consciousness is not your brain.
So then if you don't have a brain, do you have consciousness?
No.
Okay, then it's the brain.
But you can have a brain without consciousness, right? Like chickens have brains, but they're still not conscious.
That's sentience.
Oh, yeah. So it's thou shalt not kill. Okay.
It's thou shalt not murder.
I mean, the actual quote in the Bible is thou shalt not
Not in the
kill.
Septuagint, which is the origination of the Bible that we're reading, is thou shalt not murder.
So you're not using the King James edition of the Bible?
The NKJ,
So you just wrote your own Bible?
NKJV, we use the Septuagint. Where did the King James Bible come from? Do you even know?
No.
Then
but
what are
it
you
is the
talking
most
about? You have
widely
no idea
respected
about the
used
historic standard.
version of the-
It is thou shalt not murder.
So you just got the quote wrong, though.
What? It's literally ask
you trying
Google
to-
while I'm sitting here. Is it thou shalt not kill or thou shalt not murder? Ask it.
In older translations, it is phrased as thou shalt not king, and in newer ones, it's thou shalt not murder.
Oh, so I was right again. Fine.
What
From Muslims' view,
worldview-
from a Muslim's view, is it objectively immoral to take away rights from women?
I mean, I'm not Muslim.
Oh my God. From a Muslim's view, Is it objectively immoral to take away rights from women?
But I haven't studied the Quran, so why should I be the one answering on behalf of Muslims?